I'm Jasmine Bowan, and welcome to the Cache Metal Market Overview. Every Thursday at 7:05, exclusively for AM 640, we will be bringing you news from around the world as it affects our economy and the precious metal market. Today, we are joined by Robert Rosenzweig, CEO of Cache Precious Metals. Robert, let's jump right into things today. We're hearing a lot of news out of Europe, from the EU, a lot of government bailouts that could happen very soon. What are your thoughts on these issues?
Thanks for having me again, Jasmine. When you speak about Europe, I'm thinking Greece, Ireland, Portugal. The biggest issue right now is coming out of Spain. Unemployment in Spain is at 25% and rising. The biggest problem is stemming in the banks, though. They lack liquidity. They do not have enough reserves. They are in need of stimulus. This could happen as soon as this weekend. The European Central Banking System does not want to take this approach, but they don't really have a choice. The whole Eurozone could be at crisis, and this type of crisis could make the Lehman Brothers incident look like child's play. The main beneficiary of all of this will be gold and silver, as the hard assets should benefit from any type of global unrest.
Now, we know that the precious metal market is an international market, so let's jump over to Asia and specifically China. There's a lot coming out of there right now. What are your thoughts as it pertains to gold and silver?
They themselves, when you're speaking of Asia, China, they themselves implemented stimulus, and it was for infrastructure, for the building of roads, bridges. Being in the industrial component, the main beneficiary of that will be silver. When you think of China, and a lot has never really been mentioned about the middle class, I'm going to throw India in there. By the year 2020, you will see that the population of the middle class will grow to about 1 billion people. When you are adding more stimulus, you're creating more jobs, more families can afford to eat, spend. Again, the main beneficiary of all of this will be gold and silver, as they are the #1 buyers in gold and silver.
Now, Robert, there's a famous statement that you have. It's a metaphor about people running on a treadmill with their savings account but still needing insurance and protection on top of that. Can you explain that statement for our listeners?
Absolutely. When you run on a treadmill, you go nowhere. Having your money in the bank with all of the charges that are prominent in the system currently and with low interest rates, you're not getting a return. It's actually costing you money by keeping your money in the bank. Never mind inflation adjustment. One thing I would like to do is I'd like to challenge listeners to take mutual fund statements, which is a common investment tool that most people have chosen. Take those statements for your last 10 years. Total up the total charges that incurred on your mutual fund purchase and look at the return you actually got. Put it up against a return in gold and silver this past decade. Gold and silver has been the best producing asset class this past decade. I really believe that trend is set to continue. And what I would tell you when it comes to insurance, myself and most people, I strongly advise, I would never have a family that wouldn't be insured. I would never drive a car without insurance. Why would I want my money not to be insured? Most analysts, and myself included, say you should have 10 to 25% of your money in hard assets. At Cache Metals, we don't claim to be the experts in every other field. We are experts in precious metals. I believe everyone should speak to their own financial advisor in regard with their suitability and risk tolerance about how you should spread your money. But I strongly do believe gold and silver should be a very big component of one's portfolio. And that being said, I challenge anybody that has any more knowledge about this subject matter than Cache Metals. And in all due respect, we stand forth as the industry leader in this category.
Well, thank you for joining us today, Robert, and thank you for sharing your opinions. They've been very valuable. You've been listening to the Cache Metal Market Overview exclusively for AM 640. Every week at 7:05 on Thursdays, we'll be bringing you the news as it affects our economy and the precious metal market from all around the world. Thank you for listening today. I'm Jasmine Bowan, and I hope that you will tune in next week. See you then.